Good morning, Year 6. It's Tuesday, the 26th of January, and our learning objective for reading today is to draw inferences, justifying these with evidence. So we're just continuing from yesterday, reading the next part of the story, and we'll be thinking about what inferences we can make from certain pages. So let's continue reading. Make sure you're following the text. A great gust of wind stole the ball from Pick, and a twisting column of cloud blasted it down the court. Jack had sent a whirlwind to play for him. Instantly, Jaguar leapt from Pick's shoulders. Seizing the ball in his powerful jaws, he sped to the other side and soared through the ring. "Won!" shouted Pick. Again the old priest tossed the ball into play. At that moment Jack loosened a score of lightning bolts. They fell with blinding fury, tearing the earth and spinning the ball toward the girl. Quetzal flew from Pick's head and snatched the ball with her talons. Yet the lightning was stronger than she. Still clutching the ball, Quetzal was driven through the ring. "Won for me!" thundered Jack. He came down from the clouds, and his colossal form dwarfed the tallest temples. "Now I will break this tie." The ball fell to the court again. Pick scrambled backward as Jack lifted his huge foot. Then, with a terrific crack, the ground gave way, and Jack plunged into the snow below. Racing skillfully over the broken ground, Pick sent the final goal flying through the centre of the ring. "Mine!" he whooped. Jack lifted himself out of the hole in silence. Without a word, he took Pick in his great hand and soared into the heavens. "You have won, little man," Jack muttered, "and I cannot say that I'm pleased, but we had an agreement." He placed Pick by the enormous gourd that hung from his belt. "Gently now," Jack warned. "Don't flood the world." Using both hands, Pick tilted the gourd. A great rain gushed from it and fell to the thirsty earth below. So, just like yesterday, I want you to summarise what has happened so far. I then want you to do exactly the same as yesterday, but with another piece. So you'll be given a sheet which I've attached with some speech bubbles on and some highlighted sections, or there's also a blank one if you prefer. And I want you to think, what inferences can you make from it? So let's discuss the inferences that were there. So the first part I've highlighted is, "You have won, little man," Jack muttered. So, although he is much smaller than Jack, I also believe that he's using little man so that Jack still feels like he's bigger and better than him. With him muttering, it's like he doesn't want anyone else to hear that Pick has won. So I think, he's very disappointing. Okay, but he's not going to go back on his word. The second bit, "Gently now," Jack warned. So if somebody's warning somebody, okay, he's quite worried. He's worried that, he might go all out and he might start releasing too much water and he would start to flood the world. So he's warning him, okay, and he's telling him that he needs to be careful. On the third part, below, it says, "Thirsty earth below." So if we're saying, the world is not thirsty, is it? We don't say, "Oh, here's a drink, world, have it." Okay, if we're talking about the thirsty earth, okay, we know through our own knowledge that for things on earth to survive, they need water. We're not talking about the people here, we're talking about the land. So, when we're talking about the thirsty earth, we know that the earth must be really dry. It must need a drink, or as we would know, it needs to rain. Okay, so the inference that I'm making there is that the ground below is very dry. There might have been a drought, okay, which it did mention that at the start of the story, if you have remembered. So we're just going to read the last page. Jack kept his word to Pick that season, and for many seasons thereafter. In time, the fine young ball player, with the strength of a jaguar and the speed of a quetzal, gained great renown. He became known as Rain Player, for distant thunder greeted his entrance on the court, and gentle showers followed each victory. So that's the end of our reading lesson today, Year 6. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you upload your work to Edmodo, and Miss Lister will mark that for you today. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.